This is Robert Stehlik with Blue Planet Surf, and putting together a little video here of a downwind session with John Pomp in April 2016. It was a nice day for a downwinder, nice wind. We had a nice trade wind, not too windy, but just enough to learn how to ride bumps. This was John's first time ever doing a downwinder, but he was an experienced stand-up paddle surfer, and being able to surf really helps with catching bumps as well. So we're off past the blinker buoy here, out going downwind from Hawaii Kai, or Port Lock is where we launched, and towards Kahala. Here John's already getting some nice little bumps, and one of the things I really like to stress is taking quick short strokes to accelerate, and then gliding. So you should spend about half the time in a downwinder gliding, especially in the beginning. You just don't want to paddle too hard, so you kind of get the feel of when you're gliding and you're getting that free ride from the waves pushing you. And if you don't stop paddling, you never really feel when you get that little push. So it's real important to learn how to paddle quickly to catch and get the timing, and then let the board glide. And John got the hang of it really well right away, getting some nice little rides. One of the important things is in the beginning of the run, make sure you don't get blown out too far. So then that way, once the wind kind of turns a little bit as you get into this run a little bit, the wind becomes more side shore, and then you can head straight downwind. If you get blown out too far in the beginning when the wind's more offshore, you end up kind of struggling a little bit towards the end. But we had a really nice line, so once we were about a mile into the run, it was just like a real smooth, nice downwinder. Nice little bumps coming from behind. And then some people think, that downwinding is just kind of surfing one way after another, but it's actually just short little rides, and it can be quite a bit of work to catch them, so you have to paddle hard to catch them. Here I just told John to kind of bring his hips forward when you're gliding. That helps with kind of thrusting your hips forward to get on the bump, and it's a real nice position to glide on the bump as well. So instead of being leaning forward and being kind of hunched over, it's good to kind of be upright and even bring your hips forward when you're gliding. That puts you in a nice position to ride the bump. Also, moving 1 foot back a little bit helps keep the nose up. It's good to have a nice board that has a little bit of rocker, and the bump riders that we're using have nice full noses that keeps the board from kind of purling into the wave in front of you. And the idea is to kind of paddle into the back of the wave in front of you, paddle quickly till it kind of pulls you along. You're just looking in front of you, you don't want to look behind you. Here's a really nice one. You can see how John kind of just speeds up and kind of races away from me. So when you get a good one, makes a big difference in your board speed. Your board kind of tends to lift up on top of the surface of the water and glide. So the goal is to kind of speed up to that planing speed where your board's just gliding. And then for steering, you mostly use steering strokes, but you can also use rail steering. So if you lean, for example, if you lean a little bit on the left rail, the board will tend to veer to the right. And so if you combine rail steering with quick steering strokes, you can easily adjust the course you're on, even though on these long 14-foot boards, if you don't have good technique at steering them, the wind kind of does whatever it wants with you. But once you get the hang of it, it's actually pretty easy to maneuver the boards even though they don't have rudders. Here's John's on another good one, and I was really stoked on how well he did on the very first run, John. So nice work on that. Had a good time. This was in the afternoon, so the sun's kind of in our face. In the morning, you usually have the sun from your back, but the afternoon runs are usually really fun and nice. So, and what you're kind of aiming for on the Kahala run is kind of that back shoulder of Diamond Head. The right back shoulder of Diamond Head is kind of what we're aiming for usually. and then you end up coming in at the beach at Kahala. and we're getting closer. I think we're kind of around Wailupe now, ending up a little bit more on the inside, which is good. You don't want to go too far in, because then that's where the waves are breaking. And this is already now the last little section where you're coming in through the over the reef, through the surf at in front of the Kahala Hotel. I caught a little one here, and I think I caught a rail and fell in. And then John was on the wave behind me, and there's my board. There's John on the wave behind me, and he also caught a rail and fell in. So it's not easy to surf these long boards, but the trick is to kind of get on the tail and try to keep the board going straight. Once it turns, it tends to flip over. This is where you come in, has these posts in the water that you want to aim for, and coming back in at Kahala. So really nice work, John. Good fun, and thanks for watching. Aloha.
Aloha, I'm Chelsea Harden, Miss Hawaii USA.
I'm Joanna Leocall, Miss Hawaii Team USA.
Thanks for watching Blue Planet Surf YouTube channel. Give us a thumbs up.
And subscribe to our channel as well.